I've been wanting to shoot this video for a little bit of time now to explain to you, if you're looking for a cafe racer or just a donor bike, to try and find something for yourself, whether it's a CB or whether it's a CX or a Virago, whatever it is to build your dream motorcycle into, some of the hardest things is to try and find that bargain or that barn find. And I've had a lot of online marketing experience, so I just wanted to explain a few things in this video that might help you to try and find those things that nobody else can see, or something that's out there that you might be able to get cheap enough. This is not a video to explain what to look for on the motorcycle. I'm probably not qualified to do that, considering all 3 bikes that I purchased just recently and none of them ran. I actually purchased them without them running and got them all running myself, so I'm probably not qualified to tell you what to get, what to look for in a particular motorcycle. However, I can tell you how to look for them and where to find them and what to do, so stay tuned. When I'm trying to find a donor bike for the cafe races is, first up, I have a few things that I do in the search. Like, this is gumtree.com.au. Now, this will work for most search places. I'm assuming if you're in the States, Craigslist I've heard about before, and there's like eBay. There's so many different types of these classified ad places where they all kind of work in the same as what I'm about to explain to you now. This search bar, you type in something like Honda CB750, and if I type that in there now and press enter, the search that I get will be something like, okay, yeah, that one there. You'll get all different things, like obviously the parts and the bits and pieces. That's page 1. Now, if I was to break that up, just CB750 alone, or if you just type in CB750 with a space or without a space, you'll get 2 completely different results, because some people do that. And if the search in the actual program or platform that you're using doesn't recognize the space, you're going to get, see, look at this already, like just totally different bikes. You've got to think like the actual person selling, and they don't know this, so they'll just put in something like Honda bike, for instance. And I mean, you're not going to get a 750, you may, but you'll find something that hasn't been searched before, something that someone hasn't found or hasn't looked at, because the person that's selling it doesn't realize that you've got to put a bit more information, like what size the engine is, so a 500 or 550, and you know, whatever it is. And if you just type in Honda 550 without any CB, you're going to get a different result to what you would if you typed in Honda CB 550. Like, honestly, this is a massive trick that a lot of people that sell bikes, or anything for that matter, don't really know. There's so many other little bits and pieces I can share with you, and looking at secondhand bikes online is just one of those things that you know, you've really got to just think about what you're trying to find. Say, if I said, like before, 750, and I mean, I know this is only a specific one, but I'm doing this, is a massive change. Like, if I can spell 50, you know, just doing that alone is something that will find that particular bike. 50. If you're looking for, obviously, that model, then actually write the word, don't write 750, the numbers. Obviously, you're going to get 750 as well, but people that don't know that, and my internet's a bit slow, so the pictures haven't loaded up, but you get the idea and you get the concept that I'm running with here. Now, using not just that, but also using the year of the bike that you want. So write Honda 1980, you know, like, or Honda CB 1980 rather than Honda CB 750 1980. You know, just really change it around, and you'll be amazed at some of the people that won't have even seen some people's ads, or very minimal. So you'll get a bargain because they just can't seem to sell it, and they don't know why. It's to do with the keywords that they're using. Very powerful stuff. Rather than typing anything up in here straight away, what I'll do is I'll go to here, cars and vehicles, under your categories. So go to your category, go to cars and vehicles, and then go to motorcycles and scooters, or whatever it is on your category, whatever the platform is that you're using, and just search. Just leave it as that. I mean, just go to motorcycles if you want, if you don't want to see all the parts and bits and pieces, and just leave it there, and just scroll through. Spend a bit of time looking for it, and you'll find some bargains, I promise you. Another thing to do, if you haven't any luck trying to find it on the platforms that you're looking on, try talking to a motorbike shop and say, if you were looking for a particular bike, where would you start looking? Because that is an amazing place to start as well. That's what I did with one of mine. Just Bikes. Just Bikes. Pretty sure this was the one that I found my CB750 that I'm working on. Yeah, this is the one. Now, it's not massive in Australia, but and that's the thing. I went into a mechanics and I couldn't find, or actually a couple of bike shops, and I couldn't find what I'm looking for. So then I said, if I said to the guy, if you were me and you were looking for a bike, couldn't find exactly what you're looking for the price that you wanted to spend, where would you look online? And he told me about this, and I've tried all the other ones, like obviously eBay and Gumtree and a few other different small ones, but this was the one where obviously not many people look, and I'm glad they don't, because I managed to pick up something for a great price, and that's what it's about. If you pick up something cheap enough and you spend money on it, then at the end you've not spent a ton of money on something when you don't have to. Back over to here, placing a wanted ad up for the thing that you want. If you aren't in a hurry to purchase a bike straight away, say CX500, and you just place that ad up. And I don't know if anything's going to show, but yeah, let's say you put that ad up there. Yeah, my internet, I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, wanted. You get the idea. Basically, if I put a wanted ad up, and why is it doing that? You'll get people who have these things sitting around, and they've obviously just scrolled around on the platform that you're on, and they've stumbled across your ad. You never know. You may get that call. And that's exactly what happened with one of my CX500s. I couldn't find one, and I basically, all there were, but they were all finished and complete, or original, and they wanted like top dollar for them. So what I did was I put a wanted, exactly what I just typed before, CX500, and I put it on there. I grabbed some photos off Google and threw them on the ad, just some random photos of just some stock looking ones. So if some old lady or some guy had it sitting in their garage and it's been there for a while, they would recognize it, and that's all I did. And I threw that ad up, and the trick behind doing this isn't so much just putting a wanted ad up, but one of the things that you should do on a wanted ad is put keywords at the bottom. So what is a keyword? Well, I'll explain it, because it's extremely important when you're trying to place an ad for anything, really. If you don't know what a keyword is, then basically it's whatever someone puts in, like I was showing you earlier on. If someone puts in CB750, or someone puts in CB Gap 750, or whatever it is. So what you've got to do is you've got to put keywords at the bottom. An idea of keywords, basically. I've just typed in Honda CX500. This guy has had this listed for a little bit of time now. I've seen it a few times. And without having to go at his ad as much, he has a description, like the seller's description here, and it's got a few little bits and pieces which is just explaining what it is. Now that isn't the bike. He's just put that up as his first image. But if we click on any of these, you'll see that it's actually just a bike in parts. I'm pretty sure it doesn't look anything like that, the main one. I went the wrong way. So it's just got a bike in bits at the moment. Some new bits and pieces. But he's used that as his advertising, so which is kind of cool, gets people's attention. But it is false advertising in one sense. So my idea, which works amazingly, it's not my idea, it's keywords into the ads, and he hasn't done any of this. Obviously, he doesn't know about it probably, and if he did, there's no way he would place an ad without it. Like if you were just to get draw a line across here, and then write near that line keywords. I couldn't find my old ad to show you what I've done, but basically you just write things like motorcycle,
project bike, like put a comma after each one. Unfinished project, CB750, old motorcycle, bike, just in like all separate words, all the way across the bottom. As many things as you can think of, keeping it relevant. There's no point putting like project house or something, because it's not going to be, I mean, you can diversify a little bit in this, branching out a little bit, like people that may be interested in car projects might be interested in bike as well, so you might be able to put car project, like you'd be able to do certain things like that, which gets your viewing so much more views from doing that. And if anyone types in project bike or Honda bike or unfinished project, because you've got those keywords at the bottom of your description, they get recognized by this whole advertised platform. So it gets recognized and it gets found up here in the search. So if you type it in, and if it's somewhere in your ad, then they realize that that particular keyword is what you're looking for, and it will give them, or give whoever's looking for it, a picture, and obviously that'll come up in their search terms. It's a really, really, really powerful thing to do. If you advertise for, even if you're not advertising in a wanted ad, if you're just doing any sort of advertising for selling something, it's an amazing tool to use. People are starting to get onto it now, but it's still majorly underestimated. And another thing is your price. Like, everybody who advertises these things are obviously advertising, and you would do it yourself, I'm sure, and put like $500 to $1,000 on top of what you actually want, because everybody tries to talk you down. So keep that in mind. Always go 1,000 or 500 or even more above what you're willing to spend, and then go there and then basically pick the bike to bits and find a little chip here, or find that there's a leak in the shock, or anything that you can find that's going to cost money to get repaired. Just tell the owner, just go, oh, that's leaking a bit there, or the brakes need replacing. Whatever you can find that is going to get that down, because they know that you might, if you can find it, the next person that comes along might find it as well. And yeah, that's kind of what works. You need to recap, go to Pinterest, find the bike that you want to build, find some ideas, pick a bike to fit your budget. Don't go and just find like a ridiculous Ducati or a Moto Guzzi or something like that that's going to be super expensive. Make a plan, work out what you can do and what you need to pay other people to do, and then just get started. Just go looking, find out how much you can get the thing for, and have fun with it. So I hope that was useful for you. There's so many different ways of finding things, whether it be wanted ads or the classified, putting the right keyword above, to make sure that you can find the thing that you're looking for. There could be so many bargains out there, but if you can't find them, or nobody knows about them, then they're going to sit there for a fairly long time until someone comes along, and that's when you have the buy power to actually come in and just give them an offer, and they'll take it because they just think that they can't sell it. And that's the beauty of it. So hopefully you got something from that one. Stay tuned. If you do like this video, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to actually see more of this kind of videos. I'm going to be getting stuck into the CB750, getting some more done on that. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next videos.